Bundi, my friends. Good afternoon. And today was leg day. Today's actually interesting. So you must have already so you've seen already how I started my day. But when I got to the gym, I was actually not going to go to the Smith machine. I wanted to avoid doing squats at all times or at all time. But Destiny actually had other things prepared for me, and when I got to the gym, the leg press machine that I want to try was occupied, and I actually was tempted to go to the how's it called, hack squat machine. Because I recently heard Mike Israel talk about that, and I just wanted to give it a try. But then I realized that the Smith machine was free, and I went, okay, today I'm going to focus a little bit more on hamstrings. RDLs are good for that, and since I have the Smith machine free, I might as well just do both. So I went there. Now, I did one change to my squats. And the reason I did that change was because I very recently listened to a podcast from so Andrew Huberman interviewing Pavel Tsatsouline. Now, Pavel Tsatsouline, I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but I'm reading it, Tsatsouline. Apparently he's a Russian guy. And he is apparently very well known for strength. So he coaches people regarding strength exercises. And so I listened to the podcast, and it gave me a few ideas on how to change a few of my exercises, to be honest. Not going to do them now, but eventually. And eventually, they started talking about squats. And he mentioned something that got me worried, and it goes in line with the commentary that I got a few weeks ago regarding my squats. And his comment, so Pavel's take on the squat was basically blah, 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 and then he said, people tend to squat going very low or something like that. And I went, okay, I'm like that. And he goes, that's not how you should do it. And I went, why not? So the way I understood, let's put it that way, the way I understood his description is, if you are squatting with a wide stance, that means that your legs, your feet are not close together. You should not squat below, how should I say this? Imagine you're squatting and you go up to a point where your legs, your thighs are parallel to the ground. So that happens, right? Well, like when you're sitting on a chair, right? You should not go below that. And the reason for that is apparently your hip or whatever is not exactly built for that movement. So to go below that area. And he said that's why people later develop la 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 la. And I went, okay, sure, but I've seen people squat below that point. And then he said, you should only squat below the parallel area if you do a narrow stance. So apparently, if you put your feet closer together, then your hip makes something different, and your body is now ready for that movement. So if you put your feet close together or ish, then you can go really low, right? You can actually have your oh, there goes my light. You can actually have your butt touch your heels or your whatever, you know what I mean, right? And then you go up. If you have your feet apart, so in a wider stance, once your thighs get parallel, so once your upper legs get parallel to the ground, you should stop and you should go up. So when I did my squats today, I took that into consideration. So let me just show you. So I started with some squats, as you can see. And so I'm getting into the machine now. So I started with some squats. And as you can see, as soon as I feel like I'm parallel to the ground, I stop. Okay? Now, I need to improve this. And I try not to go as high as I can, to just leave my legs bent a little bit. Now, two things happen because of this. Since I'm not going full range of motion, so to speak, right? So I'm not going as low as I can go, and I'm going, so I'm almost doing like half of the movement. Two very natural things happen because of that. First, I can handle more weight. So instead of the 20 kilograms, I actually bumped it up to 30. Now, you can say that I had an increase of 50%, but that's not true because the bar weighs 20 kilograms. So if you put 20 kilograms on top, it's 40 kilograms. And I bumped it up to 50 kilograms. So I had an increase of about, 15%, so to speak, right? Because I went from 40% to 50%. So I increased 10 kilograms. If 10% of 40 is 4, 20% is 8, 25% is actually 10. So it's 25. So I got you're divine, yeah. So it's a 25% increase, not 50. I said 15, no, 25. And I did not get as tired as last time. But last time I actually stopped my my squats because I started getting into failure, and I didn't want to have to rack up the bar. So that was basically it. So that's the big change that I made to the movement. Then after that, I just did some standard Smith RDLs. Not exactly my favorite, and let's see if you can see that. So basically, I'm doing the standard RDLs, right, in the Smith. Now, what can I say about this? You can probably... I still am bending my knees much more than what I believe I am. So you don't know this, but as I'm doing this, I almost think that my legs are stretched, but they're not. And I try to focus on not having my legs all that bent. Now, this is the second set that I did because I forgot to record the first one. This is the second one. And I removed part of the weight because I was doing RDLs with 50 kilograms. No, 60, 50. I had two 20s and two 5. So that's 50 kilograms. But it was my first set, and I was already having difficulties to reach the 12 repetitions. So I went, okay, this is not going to go well. So I removed 10 kilograms, and I did all 3 other sets with 40 kilograms. What did I realize about that? By dropping the weight, I was able to go even lower in the RDL. So let me just re-show you. I don't know if you can actually see it, but I can only go a little bit below my knee. Not too much. See if you can you spot that? I'm going just like this below my knee, not much. By lowering the weight, I realized that I could go even further below the knee, not too much further, but a little bit further. In my head, but I'm not sure if that was true, I was not stretching my legs all that I was not bending my knees all that much. So on my head, I think I had my legs more stretched. And I believe that because of me lowering the weight, I was able to have a better technique of the RDL. Now, another thing happened, as it has before. at the last repetitions, I almost dropped the bar. I don't like that, but it is what it is. And then I moved on to my favorite leg machine, which is the multi-hip machine. This is me doing adductors. I don't know why it's not focusing, but okay. So this is adductors. And can you see how the machine works? I'm just spinning that little cushion in the middle, right? And that has weights attached. And if the freaking camera would focus, you'd see it much better. But it's here on the video. So that is the adductor, which is closing the legs. And this machine is much better than the adductor machine, because look at my leg. I'm really going up with my leg. Can you see that? I almost have my leg. My knee is sometimes almost as high as my hips. See that? It goes really up. And I believe that really trains the inner thigh muscles. And then I went to the abductors. So basically the exact same thing, but the other way around. I really do enjoy this machine. And it was occupied when I first looked at it. I was actually going to do some rear kicks because of that. And then, oh, you can't. Okay. And then I see the thing is over there. This really burned my, I don't know what muscle it is, but it's the muscle that's to the side of your thigh. So it's the outer thigh, not the inner thigh, right? And this really cooked those muscles. Can you see that? I think you can see it much better, right? Ooh, there you go, there. Okay. And unlike the abductor machine where you are sitting, so you're sitting, right? And you have your legs like that. So you open like that, and you have, if you're not a gymnast like me, like I am not, that means that you can't open your legs like super wide, right? So you're limited to a certain range of motion of your legs, right? With this machine, you put your leg on this side and you go all the way there, and then you bring the leg all the way here again, and then you go all the way there. It's not a 180-degree movement, but look at the range with which I'm doing the thing. So I'm all the way up there, and I actually try to increase it as I move. See, my leg goes all the way to the other side, and it goes all the way up. To me, that's a big difference. And I felt the muscle much, much more than usual. And then I finished with, and I also do enjoy this. This is why I like this machine. So I wanted to do like a hamstring, more focused thing. So I did one exercise for quads, which is the squats. And then I did RDLs for the hamstrings. And then I did adductor and abductor for the inner thigh, outer thigh, and stuff. And then I wanted to do some other, hamstring focused exercise. So I stayed the same at the machine, and basically I'm pushing the weight down. See that? Look at where my leg is. It goes all the way up. See the difference? Then I switch to the other side. Look at my leg. It goes all the way up. See? It goes, and then it goes down. So this is really high range of motion. But the reason I like this machine is because I really feel my hamstrings working. Not my calves, not my whatever. My hamstrings are doing the work. I like this machine because of that. Now, unfortunately, I only did these exercises. I was going to actually go for some lateral raises, but today one thing happened. I tried to have my schedule around my going to the gym kind of free, so that I can prepare my going to the gym, right? So, for instance, put my shoes, prepare my water, my towel, go to the bathroom. So, like 5 minutes before going to the gym. And then I also want to have my schedule a bit free after coming to the gym, because I come from the gym and I grab something to eat, and or either I take a shower and then I grab something to eat, or I just eat something and I'll take a shower later. Unfortunately, today I had meetings all the way up to when I was supposed to go to the gym, and I also had meetings like half an hour after coming from the gym. That meant that I could not, and my morning meeting actually took a little bit longer than what I was expecting. So, as it happens sometimes. So what ended up happening was I went to the gym like 10 minutes later. And it was leg day, which usually tends to take a little bit longer. So by the time I finished doing the last exercise, I was like right hitting like 1 o'clock, and I had a meeting at 1:30. That meant that I had to get home, shower, eat. No, sorry, 2 o'clock. I had a meeting at 2 o'clock. That's it. I had to come home, shower, eat, and be not with my hair all wet because of the shower when I got to the meeting. So, and I had to prepare my meal, by the way. So my lunch was not ready yet. I had to make my lunch. So I got home, showered, made my lunch, ate my lunch, and it was like 5 minutes to the meeting. I had my hair all dried up already, so I was ready to go, like I was, not just coming out of the shower, which is great. But it was a weird day. I almost did not go to the gym because I went, it's so late. Nah, I don't think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to the gym, but I decided to go anyway. Now, diet-wise, so today is lasagna day. And as you can see, the last bar is today, and I'm hitting it really on the sweet spot with lasagna, which is why you should track your macros. And basically, I am going to leave 17 calories. I'm going to be 17 calories shy from my goal. Let me just check things. Yeah, this seems to be all right. Yes, and I might actually become even further away because I placed the amount of lasagna that I'm going to eat higher than usual. So I have a lasagna here, and it's 655 grams of lasagna. Usually I have less. I have around 500, so that's half a kilogram. That's a pound, basically, I believe. Something like that. But usually I go for 550 grams. But the last time I ate a bit more, and I ate 655, which I will probably not do today. So I will be even more further away from my calorie limit. However, and this is the interesting part, I will have 169 grams of protein. It's the last line. 169 grams of protein, and fat, which is the first line, 70 grams almost. And the rest is carbohydrates. So, seems good. But I do need to increase my food intake. Actually, my last video, I felt like I was losing strength. So I need to increase my food intake so that I can get more energy. And that's it. I'm tired. That's it, guys. Thank you very much. And as always, I hope to you all tomorrow. Cheers.